Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to do something that I never thought I would do. I'm sort of going to do a little bit of a review. So as you can see here, what I have is an unofficial Sega Mega Drive collector's guide. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that I'm starting to collect the Mega Drive PAL version system at the moment. If I get any Genesis ones along the way, I'm sort of building that up as well, but I'm concentrating on the UK sort of PAL market right now. And to that end, I needed a way of listing or tracking, if you will, what games are outstanding, what games I have. I attempted to reach out to a couple of collectors that I've seen on YouTube, but obviously they're very busy people, they've got lots of subscribers, lots of people, so I didn't really get a response. And basically all I was asking is, where do you get your list of actual games that are out there so that you know exactly that you've collected everything? But as I said, got no response. I also contacted Sega, and as always they're as useless as a chocolate fire guard. Basically just said they couldn't help, they only deal with their selling of their existing offerings, yada yada yada. I mean, would it have hurt them to put them through to the people who deal with the history of Sega and all that sort of stuff? But anyway, I did it to the .com email address, and then I thought, well, maybe if I try the UK email address and I'll get a different response. So I tried that again about a month later, but no, still got the same response. Anyway, starting to ramble now. So yeah, so that's where it came in. So then I started looking further afield, and I found on eBay this. Now, I wasn't sure whether to buy it in the first instance or whatever. It wasn't massively expensive. In fact, for what you can see here, and I'll show you inside in a moment, I think it's actually quite well priced considering how much it must have cost to print all these pages, everything in colour look, as you can see. Some of the artwork, as you can see, is the actual Genesis version, because the guy couldn't find the Mega Drive one for whatever reason. I'm not sure why Ghouls and Ghosts is Genesis, because that's not that difficult to find the artwork for that, but hey, what can I say? The guy's put all the effort in to do this and sort of do it in his spare time. So yeah, so that's what this is. As I said, it's an unofficial one. It's not endorsed by Sega, it's not endorsed by me, but I just thought I'd give a little bit of a look through on it. So yeah, so the way that it's sort of organised is A to Z. Surprised me a little bit when I looked at it, because I was like, where are you going to put your numerical ones? So something like, so for example, 688 attack sub. Well, I get is obviously just missing, ignoring the numbers and using the first letter of whatever comes there, similar to obviously like we do with the. So yeah, so obviously it starts off like that, it's A to Z. There's a little bit of fluff at the beginning where he's taken something with computer history, where it just talks a little bit about when it was released in Japan, then America, and then in Europe sort of thing, and then a little bit of blurb there. Pretty much anything that anyone's watching this video probably already knows anyway, but I thought it was a reasonably nice touch. Now, as you can see here, the way that it's been structured is you can tick off cartridge, manual, and box. So you can distinguish with your collection quite easily if you've only got the cartridge, or if you've got the manual as well, or if you've got the box also. There's only two things that I find is missing from this, and probably for most people there's only one thing, but two for me is condition. It's like, because what I would like to do is, over time, I want to get as good a condition as I can get, but in the short term, if I find something that's complete in box and not the greatest condition, I'll be happy enough to have it in the collection so that it's there, and then I can replace it at a later date if I find a better condition. So that's one thing that I find that's missing from here. And the second one is price, because I'm trying not to spend too much money on these things. I've tried to do a top level of £10 for a game, but obviously, as anyone watching this will know, that's not an impossible with some of these games. So at the moment, I've managed to get the cheaper ones, obviously the sports games, etc., under that price, but I'm having to revisit that sort of strict thing and maybe make a decision on whether I actually go beyond that or when I'll go beyond it and for what sort of games. Maybe I'll talk about that at a later video, who knows. And then there's only one final thing to say for this, and the fact that it's missing something. Now, before I bought it, I did email the guy asking him, does it include this game? He came back and said it doesn't include it because the game doesn't exist. So, okay. So then I thought, well, I know it exists, so I'll buy it anyway, but it does concern me is in case there are any other games that could be potentially missing from this. Probably not. And so if I've gone all the way to T now, and I'll be able to show you exactly what I mean. So if we go here between Test Drive and Theme Park, you would expect to see Tetris. Now obviously, I guess it's fair that it's not in this because I suppose it wasn't commercially launched. But as people know, they exist. There was a print run of some sort. I don't know how many there was a print run. I do know that it's the common knowledge or common thought process that there's less than 10 in the world, and we know that a certain person's got 2 of them. So that means that there's very few people in the world that actually have a proper complete set of Mega Drives. So it's looking at like that. You know, it's an impossible task for me because it's unlikely I'll ever get that game, or certainly be able to pay the price that that game would eventually end up going for. I imagine if by a miracle it ever came onto the market anywhere, someone was willing to sell it. Let's just have a quick look at the back because I can't remember anything on there now. So the back is just a little bit of other things that he's got and things, and the eagle-eyed among you've probably seen that they've got the Super Nintendo one. And to be honest, as I'm going to start collecting for the Super Nintendo as well, at some point, not right now, I decided to just get that from him as well while he still had it, just in case it goes out. And as you can see, it's just the same format, same quality as the other one. So yeah, nothing more to add to that. I'm not going to say who the person is because I don't get any money for this or whatever. I just thought it would just be an interesting thing to just go through, show people of like the thought process of why I've got it and what I'm going to do with it. So now that I've done this video, I can actually start ticking off the ones that I actually have because I didn't want to mark it yet until I'd sort of done this. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll be back at another point in time. Thanks for now.